Hi and welcome to Mickey Helliet's amazing blog. I'm just back from 3 days skiing in the southern French Alps. Go out there every year with my dad, just go and we sort of talk about the year ahead and the year that we've just had and sort of try and plan our business, how we're going to go about it. Changing times at the moment with the economic climate being how it is. And yeah, it should be a really good year I think that we've got coming up. I've got to say I'm tremendously excited by what we've got coming up in the coming days and weeks ahead of us. Not just because this is the first week that it really feels like everything's back to normal again, but because this year, or in the coming month, I'll be getting my hands on a cracking pair of Charlies. No, not those kind of Charlies. This is a family blog. You know, the Charlies I'm talking about, Charlie Hoy, Charlie Rice. Charlie Hoy got to the ABA final last year. He's a flyweight, he's from Cheshunt. I'm really excited about Charlie Hoy. I can't see him not having a really good career. Got brilliant attitude, loads of technical ability. He's trained by Mark Tibbs. And he's going to be promoted by George and Francis Warren, Frank Warren's sons. I'm managing him, and he makes his debut on Friday at the York Hall in Bethnal Green. He sold every single ticket that they gave him. He could have sold more. He's a real nice lad. He's going to be very popular, and he can fight. You know, he's 8 stone, this lad, tiny. But he can fight like hell. When you see the punches, you'll understand. You know that even flyweights, you know, if they're trained and you know that he'd be a handful for anybody. He loves fighting. He absolutely loves fighting. I think you know in Charlie Hoy we're going to have a very privileged position to be able to see him from the start of his career manoeuvre his way through the ranks, and he will be a champion. Remember his name, Charlie Hoy, and he starts on Friday on the Box Nation, that's channel 456 on your Sky Box, and he gets cracking at the York Hall on the Queensbury Promotions show on Friday. Charlie Rice we took to the board today, and he will have a trial bout. I'm sure they'll license him, and then he will make his pro debut on My Fortune Favours the Brave event, which takes place opposite King's Cross Station on February the 24th. It's called the Camden Centre. It's like right opposite the British Library, King's Cross Station, and we'll get Charlie Rice on there, along with a host of other talented young boxers that will be making their way through the boxing scene this year. My first show of the year that I'm promoting myself is on January the 26th, the annual Mayfair Sporting Club Burns Night, which is a black tie boxing event. It's at the Millennium Hotel, and we run one a year of these Burns. Well, obviously we run it on the Burns evening. In this year we were running it in fact on the 26th of January at the Millennium Hotel, and it's an amazing night. It's like a corporate event, which the corporate events, most of them are suffering at the moment, as I've probably talk about too much, because it's a bit of a sore point for me, because you know I ran the boxing at Cafe Royal for 6 years, where they were packed out every time. They really sold themselves there. But the Burns night, we have like a champagne reception. We have like bagpipes. We have like this parading the haggis. They have an ode to the haggis. We have like a Scottish reciter with a big dagger who cuts up the haggis, and then we drink whiskey, and it's really good fun night, and it sells even in these hard times. I think it's testament to the popularity of the event and what a good event it is, that it's selling really well, and it really is a good crack. So that's at the Millennium on January the 26th. Another boxer that I went to the boxing board today, Scott Woods, he'll probably make his debut on that show on the 26th at the Millennium, and he's got a real good style for I think for dinner boxing and small hall boxing. You know, really aggressive boxer, straight in, bang bang bang, and I think we'll see we'll see some really sort of good night's entertainment with Scott Woods as he moves on as well. More good news this week. I've been speaking to Joe Smythe, the big stuff, and the big stuff is back. That is the word, and I can tell you that I heard it straight from the horse's mouth. He rang me up earlier. We're meeting up tomorrow, and we're looking at getting Joe this year. I suppose we want to be pushing for a Southern Area title for him. Joe's had a bit of a stop-start career. I mean, through injuries and different setbacks that he's had, and I've known Joe since he was maybe like 9 years old, 10 years old. So he's got bags of ability. I mean, I know him very well as a boxer. I've watched him from boxing as a kid, and I really want. I mean, this year I really want him to just commit himself. Well, he's going to commit himself. I know he will. He's got 2 babies now, and he's going to put his heart and soul into his boxing, and we're going to have one brilliant year out of him. And he's a huge puncher. I mean, Joe Smythe is probably one of the biggest pound-for-pound punchers in Britain. He's a huge puncher, and very exciting to watch. And actually, I have another boxer, Dan Woodgate, who the same weight, and they're both actually pretty much in a similar position as each other, with Smythe and Woodgate. They're both this year, I think, probably going to be looking to hit the Southern Area title, and I think. I mean, look, for me, I really like both lads. If the best thing for both of them is for them to fight each other, they'll fight each other. I will not try and stop that from happening. They will box each other. If they do box each other, I mean, you wouldn't hear a peep from me. I would just be sat there, wish them both the best, and I congratulate whoever wins and commiserate with whoever loses. You know, and hopefully we can all have a little mini group hug together and all be friends afterwards, because. They're both very nice lads, and I'd like them both to win, but unfortunately in boxing that can't happen. One of them will win, and the other one will not. But anyway, we'll see. So we've got that to look forward to, the big stuff. I mean, Woodgate, his highlight of the year has got to be the knockout win at the Coronet. He boxed on my show at the Coronet, which was broadcast on Eurosport. At the end of last year, and I mean, if you look for it on YouTube, he scores probably one of the most stunning knockouts you'll ever see. Just put that into YouTube, Dan Woodgate boxing or Dan Woodgate knockout, and you'll see this knockout. He hits this Paul Davis, who's quite decent himself, you know, strong enough lad, but he just gets hit sweet on the chin, and it's like good night from the moment the punch connects. So I'm sure Woodgate and Smythe, if they box each other, it will be a brilliant fight. It will be a good fight. I'm certain of that. It will be a really good fight, but not one that I would be sort of chomping at the bit to sort of make, just because I prefer it if it's one of my guys against one that isn't one of my guys, because then I work very hard to try and put as many advantages as I can in my guy's favour. So if it's 2 of my guys fighting each other, I just have to be neutral, and I step out and I let them box, and whoever wins wins. Anyway, some interesting comments were made on my latest blog from Ron Lewis from the Times, the boxing writer for the Times. He he put a comment saying that I look like I reminded him of Ray Winston. Ron. Ray Winston? I mean, I suppose if you said the word sexy beast sprang to mind when you saw me on your screen, well, who could blame you for that, Ron? But come on, I mean, he's a receding, tubby, middle-aged man, Ron. I mean, I actually remember finding Ron in a hotel lobby prior to the Carl Froch Albert Rybacksky fight in a Nottingham hotel, and he was sort of looking, I suppose, a bit panicky, worried, lonely, dejected in the lobby of this hotel, and I said, Ron, what's the matter? And he said, Mickey, I need to get changed, I haven't got a room. I said, Ron, that's not a problem, I've got a room upstairs. Being the good Samaritan that I am, I let him use the room. What thanks did I get? Well, absolutely none at all. He accused me of looking like Ray Winston, which I clearly don't. Mickey's amazing fact for the day. Me and Ray Winston actually boxed for the same amateur club. We never actually met each other because, as I mentioned earlier, he's much older than me and he'd finished before I started. But we both boxed for Repton Boys Club in Bethnal Green. Mickey's amazing fact of the day. Anyway, moving on swiftly from that. I was delighted after my last blog to receive a message from Mark Wright saying that how much he enjoys watching my my vlog, as it's known. I was so delighted, in fact, that I pasted it all over my Facebook and Twitter accounts, and well, you can imagine my horror when I found out that the Mark Wright that had messaged me was in fact not the nationally recognisable famous TV star, but was in fact Mark Wright, a sales manager for Comet in Liverpool. So sorry, little misunderstanding there, and I apologise for the misleading information distributed by my previous posts. And so just for the purposes of clarity, neither the famous Mark Wright out of The Only Way is Essex or any of the Only Way is Essex cast, in fact, have been watching my blogs, so far as I know anyway. And just one last mention on today's blog, and you may have noticed a guy called Andrew Millwall he's on Facebook and on Twitter constantly, you know, plugging these Worldwide Boxing Predictions League. And although I'm not a member and I've never done one of his competitions as yet, I just thought I'd give him a mention because this guy's obviously a real hardcore boxing fan. And I've heard really good reports actually about the competitions that he runs and how well sort of structured and organised they are, and how much enjoyment that people seem to get from taking part in them. You know, they're a big thing, and if you look on like the forums, quite often you see people mentioning them. So well done, Andrew Millwall. You get the Mickey Helliet seal of approval, and I think it's well worth checking out. I've got to say, and I've got to apologise to Andrew because although I plugging his competitions now, I've never actually done one myself. I give it the seal of approval purely on other people's say-so. But the thing is, for me, I'm making fights all day, Andrew. I'm sorry, and I get to the end of the day and I just have not got the motivation to sit down and start weeding through more sort of boxing form and working out, oh, is this one style is going to beat this. One day I will do it, I promise you that. I absolutely will do it, and when I do, I'm sure I'll enjoy it. So keep them coming, Andrew. Okay, so that just about wraps up my blog on today, the 11th of January 2012, and I will hopefully see you again soon. We'll probably do another blog maybe after Charlie Hoy's made his debut on Friday, possibly before, who knows. Keep your ear to the ground and your eyes peeled, and I will see you soon. Thanks very much. Bye bye.